Boom, hey internets. Just wanted to make a quick video. This is my PSA to tell you guys, please don't rush finding the name of your brand. Now, however you found this, I'm John Phenom. I started working professionally in apparel in 2000, so that's a long time from whenever you're clicking on this. Last 3 companies as a director, and I owned a high volume screen printing shop for over 3 years. Done everything you can think of in ready to wear men's, so skate, surf, men's urban apparel, that type of niche or category. So I just want to say that in terms of coming up with a name for your brand, that goes along with getting a good logo for your brand. That is such an important part of the beginning. It's one of the most important parts of the beginning. I hesitate to say that because there's so many different things. If you've already checked out my free course in anatomy of a clothing line, which is pre-launch, check it out. It's 100% free. There's no upsell, but I talk about design, production, sales, and marketing are all such a big factor. Those are the 4 table legs, or as I put it, you know, it's part of the pyramid, and the top part of that pyramid is the logo and the name. Very important things. So it's just been my experience that people always feel like they have to get their brand out yesterday. And I'm just telling you, the industry moves quickly, trends come in and out. You got to have a good feeling about all of that. It is not going anywhere. It's going to be here tomorrow and next year and in the next 6 months. Okay, so I'm always scared when people are jumping in too quickly. Now, if there's an opportunity, if you're linked as an influencer, if your TikTok account just got 1 million followers and you need to get your merch out now, okay, I get it. There's a lot of instances where you do have to rush and you're under the gun. Maybe you're getting funded. That's a fun conversation if you actually have funding to work with. But I just don't think you should be in a rush to come up with a name. So for me, I come up with a list. I made a video about this. I come up with a list and I have that list forever. I use Evernote, which is a free app. And anytime I think of something, I could be in the grocery store and I'll be like, hey, that's a cool name. Bang, I'm gonna punch it in. Or I'm in the movies, or I hear a new album from Chance the Rapper and I'm like, yo, that sparks an idea and I'm gonna type it in, and I keep it in that list. And so that method, the name, I put it away, I don't think about it, it's in my phone, and then I might come back and look at it and say, oh wow, that's a really good name. Many times I come back to it and say, that's a horrible name, I should cross it off the list. I don't know what I was thinking at the time. So I think a name eventually hits you and you're like, wow, that is definitely a name we could build a brand on. And then I think if it hits you that hard, the idea for an iconic or a word mark type of logo, or both, if you have a stack system of logos, is going to come to you more easily. But I just want to say, don't rush. I'm a huge proponent of trademarking once you have that idea. So the whole thing is there's like research that should be done. You should be checking if someone is using it in any capacity. I see way too many brands out there on Instagram, and I know for a fact, or I've worked for a company that has a name that's similar to the one that they're using. So I already know that there's going to be a problem. Or, you know, it's just something that could come back to bite you, where you can build, the worst case is you build a successful company and someone comes back and say, hey, I've owned that trademark with that classification for years, and obviously you didn't check or whatever. Because I've actually worked for companies that are doing really well and did not check, you know. And luckily, a brand I have in mind specifically, we were doing fine. I was getting paid a salary. I only found out because when I brought one of my lawyers on board to work with my former boss, we uncovered a few different ugly realities at that company. But in any case, due diligence, people. I'm just saying, when you're coming up with your brand name, make sure it's unique. I talk about that all the time. Make sure it's something you can trademark, so that you do trademark it if you're going to be a professional company. Yeah, had to say that for you guys. So I hope that helps. I have a course in finding a name. It really is my best practices into giving you tips, giving you guys a springboard into ways to kind of put yourself in a space to come up with a really good, iconic, unique name for your clothing brand. And you can find that at clothingbrandacademy.com. If you guys had any other questions, anything else you want to talk about, drop it all down below, or you could text me directly, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.